So in the last stream, I was asked about interrupts, right? Twitch streams, this is the one, that one there. I was asked about interrupts. And so somebody... Yes, Andy. What can I do for you? Well, I just wanted to interrupt me. Oh dear. Right. So, someone asked me about interrupts. So on Sunday I did a basic... This is how an interrupt works. I fell headfirst into that one. And they wanted to know how the VICII Raster Interrupt worked, yeah? So we did a basic raster interrupt where we had a line going up and down the screen, yeah? And we controlled the line, yeah? I can't remember what it was. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So we didn't... I don't think we had... Did we have anything going? Hang on. Start. Oh, we just had the keyboard check in there. And then I got, well, what can you do with the raster interrupt? And I thought, oh, okay. And I was racking my brains, trying to figure out how we could utilize the interrupt in a meaningful manner that would be useful for people to try and adopt. And what I thought was having a simple multiplexor, a very simple multiplexor as a starting point, yeah? Where let me get my famous drawing package out and my famous drawing thing. So this is our screen. Yeah, so this is our screen. And what I want to do is we want to put... Oh, is that going to fill in? No, it's not, is it? No. Let's do that. What? Whoops. Undo. Undo. So these are sprites. Yeah. Undo. Oh. So let's say we have 4 sprites on the screen, but let's say we have 8. Yeah. But you want to have more sprites on the screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and fill the screen with as many sprites as we can fit. Yeah. And then try and see if we can do a very simple game. I know what the game that I want to try, but get a very simple block game working using the interrupt as the a load of Nico sprites. Yeah. Let's just try and get some proper sprites on there. So blocks on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the raster to control, and we're going to do it a bit by bit. So we're going to have, right, let me do this. So we're going to have a set of sprites there, and then we're going to do another set there. Whoops. I can't use this program to save my life. There, and so on. We're going to try and fill the screen with sprites. And this is called region multiplexing, where we split the screen into regions, yeah? And then we readjust the sprite on the screen, and then we'll try and do a very simple game type thing. And I bet you can't think of what the game's going to be, but I'm sure you'll get it eventually. So that's what we're going to do. So I haven't got a sprite, so we'll just... Yes, we're going to try and do that, mate. We are going to try and do that. Is it Hunchback? Right. No, it's not Hunchback. Right, so what we're going to try and do, we're going to put one row of sprites on the screen, just blocks, yeah, just blocks. So we're going to have 200, just fill them full of 255. Going to put a block sprite on the screen. We're going to colorize them, and then we're going to try and replicate it further down the screen. Then replicate it again further down the screen, and again and again. So we'll have them static to start with, yeah, and then we'll try and move them, yeah. Nico run in sprites instead of text characters. If if you're not a subscriber, mate, they shove adverts at you now. Yeah, it's a new thing. So, right, so calculator. What I want, I just need one sprite full of blanks. So if I, let's see, if I what's that number? 12288, is it? Yes. That's the one, 192. So we're going to put it there, yeah? So, start. Is it the number first? Fill. $64 255, or is it the other way round? Oh, I keep forgetting what it is. Come on, help me out here. Ugh. Fill 64 characters of 255. Right, so that's our sprite. So our sprite is 192. Yeah, I'm reading chat, mate. I saw you. So, things we need to do. So first things first, let's set up the sprites. So we're doing all that, and we are doing all. Oh, maybe I should. Let's create another file. New file. Right, and we'll copy all of this. So we don't destroy the first one, but we'll use this one instead. Right, so we need all that, but we don't need that, so I'll get rid of that for the moment, because we're just going to get it to loop round. Right, so let's turn all the sprites on. Oh, maybe I should put the constants in. Hang on. Right, where's Nico's run? Let's use those. Mrs. OSK shut the door. She don't like me no more. Oh well. Right. Where are we? They are there. Right, let's grab those. Import once. There we go. Right, so SP enable sprite. So that's enabling the sprites. Oh, space internet's going, is it? Well, I can't get gig fiber around here. It's ridiculous. Right, so... Oh, hang on. Missing 2. So we're enabling the sprites. Oh, FaZe was going to raid her last night. Oh, I'll have to tell her. I'll have to tell her. Yeah, she was only on for an hour and a half from what I saw. You wanted to raid her. Well, you'll be able to raid us. You'll be able to raid her again, mate. You'll be able to raid her again. Don't worry. Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Right. So now we need some memory. So let's stick some memory in here. Right. So let's. So we're going to try let's try 64. Can we do increments? Oh, I need to look at Nico's run, don't I? We did it in there. Game storage, that's in there. There we go. Where's the jump? That's it, isn't it? 64, I. So if we're... Oh, maybe not. Hang on. Let's think about this, John. 8, I star... 32 pixels on the screen, divided by 8. 16. No. I've got a calculator. Let me work it out. 40. That means we're not going to see one, are we? Not going to see one. Let's do that. Right. That's the X's. And we'll do the Y's. So, Y's. It's 29 down, isn't it? So 30, let's say the first one is. 50. This is just rough numbers. We'll change them. We'll change them. Don't worry, we'll change them. Right, so there are Y values. So these are the locations where we're gonna pick up the X values and the Y values, and we're gonna use them in a thing. So we need to set them up to start with, yeah? So we need to set up. Now, we are going to work our way down the screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this here, right? Because I want to be able to show where the line is. Yeah, I want to be able to show where the line is, and then we can start working on what we're going to do. Yeah. So the first one, let's see, we're going to so CPX will have the raster number in it. So CPX, let's say the first one, 28. Branch, if not equal to, exit. So we'll go to exit. So we come back out. So this is going to be our first. Have we got exit? No. So this is going to be our first line. So we're going to put the sprites on the first line, yeah? So LDY-0, LDA, I've got to think this. So we need to loop through the X's. Come on, Y. And store it in. Oh, this. Oh, right, okay. Right. So transfer Y into A. Times it by 2. Transfer A to X. There we go. That should sort that out. And then store it in sprite OX, X. I and Y, CPY hash 7. No, 8. Yeah. Branch not equal to looper. So that sets the X. 101 error. Error? Okay. Yeah, that's the source. And then we're going to do sprite Y, comma Y, and store that in SPOOY, comma X. Alright, so it does that, and then off it goes. Chocolate sauce. Right, so we are going to put the first raster in. So we're going to say the raster is, what did we say, 28. So we need to check for the line before, so 27. So we'll put 27 in there, because that'll set the raster. And let's see if we can get, so let's see if we can get some sprites on the screen. Well, we do, but we're way too high up to see them. So that's where we are. So we're going to move them down. So, right, let's start with start with the current band. And we'll put them in. Right, so we said 20. Am I ignoring bit 9 on X? For the moment, yes. For the moment. Just doing it simply first, mate. Right, the bands. So we said we want the first row. 24 was too low. When does the screen start? Is it 60? Is it 60? 52. Right, let's see if... Right, let's get rid of that. Let's see if this works. So I've put 60 as the top bracket. Right, there's 60. Right, good. So we need to go up a little bit. So let's try 52, what Andy says. Now, I need to... Yes. Yes. Because we're doing that here. Ooh, that's going to be problematic, isn't it? That's going to be problematic. Ah, right, okay. Okay. Right. I need to rethink how we're gonna... If I want to make this dynamic, but... Oh, that is just gonna be an absolute pants. Right, let's do this. Let's do the constants. Right, band raster band 1. 52. Ooh. Uh, 80. Let's just do that. Why not use naught? Well, I was just thinking of. I'm just putting constants in because I'm going to need to use them here. Raster band 1. And then I can test, you see. Because we're going to do load. Oh, I need to -1, don't I? Can I load X, Y? Will that work? Sure enough, it does. Good, good, good. Right. Now I can put the raster band in there. There we go. So we need to now... So we need to make sure that our Y is seeable. Now the first slot we've put at 80. So let's put it at 52. So that's the first slot. So we should see. And we don't. Oh, hang on. Why am I not seeing that? I know. I times 20 plus 20. Right, okay. So the first one will be off the screen anyway. Why am I not seeing the sprites? Is that being done twice? I bet it's bypassing it. What value is it being given? Right, X. Ooh, 69. Wow. Yes, mate. How can I help you? Hmm? How can I help you? Eh? What's the matter? Yeah. 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 Say hello to your adoring public. Say hello. John, can you move the Vice window to the right? Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. We'll see if he wants being taken out. We'll see if he's we'll see if he's right. Right, so X is 69. Why is X 69? Because of there. Wow, did it actually go that far away? Really? So we load the raster in, which is the one we're on. We change the colour to white, then load it again. And it's 69. Really? Oh, we can't see him. We'll keep an eye on him, yeah? Keep an eye on him. Right. Right, so. Did I knit the raster routine? Yeah, I did. Here. Yeah, I did. Let's put a breakpoint there. So X is 33. So if we load 2D, so that's what we wanted. Now it's 2E. Right. So why is that 34 and that went on 2E? It's going through it again and again and again. But it didn't go through here. So we must be initializing the raster line, this here, 52, which is 34, which is right. But we can't be initializing it properly. Hang on, load. Current band is 0. Raster bands 0. That should be right. Let's just put that in there. Let's just make sure I've got my maths right. NicoVision, yes. Right, DX 33. Oh, okay. That can't be right. 33. Oh yeah, it is 33. So we store it, clear the interrupt, and then it fires straight away. Load X is C8. Right, let's get rid of that. Let's put that there. So it's not actually getting there. What's the matter, mate? What's the matter? Come here. Are you wanting to go out? Are you wanting... Come here then. Come here. Are you sure you're alright? Alright guys, I'm just going to take him out, alright? I won't be a sec. Hello, I'm back. Something going on in his head, tell you. Right, where were we? Oh yeah, trying to figure this out. So, I'm not sure why it's going in there all the time. But it's definitely not meeting this criteria here. $35, $35, $35, $35, $35, $35. Right, so it's taken 2 lines to do all that. 2 lines to do all that. Okay, so we will then do that. If that's the case, there we go. There we go. We have sprites. We have some sprites. Admittedly, they are in the wrong place, but that's easily sorted. Sprite 0. Oh no, I've not specified that, has I? Right, just gonna cheat. Right, should have solid sprites now. There we go, solid sprites. So, I wonder why the white line's disappearing now in the middle. Okay. So this is, so now we're using the interrupt to put sprites on the screen, yeah? So we can then extend this, yeah, to say that, you know, we can reuse this. How can we reuse this? By oh, we'll make it a macro. I can't be bothered to work out the maths. So let's grab this and make it a macro. Right, so so this is gonna be raster band times 8. That will do it. That'll do it. And then here, 0, band 0. So that's band 0. Right, so that should still do the same thing. Yep. Right. So what we need to do now is instead here we need to then check which raster line we're on, yeah? So when we've done band, oh, that's another macro there. I've just thought that's another macro. Right, let's do this. Let's do this. Dot macro. Set raster line and raster line. So that's going to be this here. This, oh, down, this here. And in fact, we won't do raster line, we'll do raster band. That should do it. So we load that, and then the raster band. In fact, that can be that. That'll do that. So once we've put the sprites on the screen, we can say set, oh come on John, what on earth is with this visual stupid? Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It's annoying. So we set the raster for the next raster line. So there, we can use that up here now. Yeah, so we can use that here. So we can set it, tell it to be at 0 to start with, yeah? So we tell it then to be raster 1. So let's set raster 1, raster 2. So we've already done that one, haven't we? Raster band 2. So we'll do that. And then this time we check for band 2. So we'll create another one here. And hopefully we're not running out of band space. I mean, you could change the IRQ, I suppose. I suppose we could change the IRQ to go to 6 different IRQs. In fact, we'll try this first. We'll try this first. Won't put, oh, we'll put that back to 0 so it goes back to the original. Right, let's just make sure we've got our band set right. So yeah, band 2 will be in the exactly the same place, and we're going to make it raster band 2. What's raster band 2? Right, let's get in here. So 52, we made it 80, so let's put these at 82. Let's see, do we get 16 sprites now? 8. Well, there's our line, but the Y hasn't changed. Why is the Y not changed? I bet you that number is out. Oh, hang on. That would help. Right. I didn't realise I'd left that in. There's the other one. Right, go. Oh, it's not even getting there. It's not even getting there. Not even getting there. Where's that going? Branch if not equal 09 CB, which is here. Or am I there? Let's have a look. F10. Yeah, I am there. 5C. Oh, that's really far away. Where's the first one? Yeah, it's not even putting it. It's not even putting them in. It's not even getting there. 5. Oh. Now it's 4F. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, that would cause that. No one spotted that one. No one spotted that one. Right. So it's just too far. Right. Let's rethink this. Let's rethink this. How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? 2 sets of code, I suppose. I think the problem is putting this white line on it. I think that's the problem. Putting this white line. So let's get rid of the white line. Right, let's get rid of the DE, the second DEX, and just keep the 1. In fact, we don't need to, do we? Because it would have fired on there. Yeah, that's what I'm working my way to, Andy. That's what I'm working my way to. I'm just thinking it through. Right, there's one. Now this will not be right now, but it will be now. Yeah. Yeah. Makes I'm not sure why that's flickering like that. Well, I'm working my way to that. Because that's saying we've only got 8 sprites on the screen. Let me put plenty of space between the two. Right, so width down wide it's 200, isn't it? So let's do 120. Let's put that at 130 just for thingy's sake. Right, shall we get 2 bands? We should get 2 bands. I am not liking this. Not liking that at all. Right, let's just do the one. Right, so it does that and it's fine. Ooh, okay. That is changing way too low. That should be changing down here. Am I not setting the raster line properly? Where's the X? 14, 28, right, where's the Y? 82, 82, 82. Yeah. Yeah. That's setting the next raster line straight away. It's setting the coordinates and then immediately set it after you do the acknowledge. Ah, okay. So you mean like that? Yeah. It's still so they're all right there, but it's turning them off straight away. It's putting them down there straight away. Why would it be doing that? Just put a breakpoint there. Right. Right, so that's setting them. We acknowledge it. We set the next one, which is 78. Store it in 12. Oh, what a wally. What a wally. Ah. Ah, what a wally. John, you're a plank. Plank, 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 plank. Oh, it's still doing it. Right, there it is. And it's on all the time, and then it changes it. Right, so that's right. Or is it just not quick enough? That's right, that's what it's supposed to be doing there. It's like it's not displaying it quick enough. They're all on. Then it does it again. Nope. That is strange. I mean, we're setting raster 0 as well. Shouldn't it be 120? Yeah, well that's 78, isn't it? Is that 78? Yeah. I mean, they're all there, look. They're all there during that. And then when we get to raster 78, which is there, we should start seeing... Yeah, there we go. We start seeing them move. But it's strange. So we are setting it. It's just that for some reason it's doesn't it not like it being so close? Where is raster 255 relative to the sprites? Yeah, raster bands. Yeah, that's right. That's here. That's here. It's the array of the... Oh, right. Okay. So I've just moved them down and it's still doing it. That's strange. Okay, right. Shift F6. Let's have a look where 255 is. So 255's down here, isn't it? There. Okay, so... Let's put a third band in there. Right, let's just put that back to 80. 82. Let's put another band in there. So 54 plus 82. 32. So 82 is 114. So that'll be the next one. I cleared it on the... I cleared it. First interrupt is happening in position 2. 255 plus 50. No, it's not, because I clear it. I clear these. I clear it, look, here. Yeah? And then I set 12, which is the current raster. Oh, I don't like this. It's not even putting the third one on, is it? 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 0. Oh, that's why. Is there an RTS missing? No. Right, okay, let's have a look. Let's read. When raster reaches 255, the high bit is set, but 52 is still in the lower part of the screen. Move the raster to the high position. But that doesn't explain why we're missing sprites. It doesn't explain why we're missing sprites. Change the port border color on each interrupt. Yeah. I think we're going to have to. Yeah. Good spot, mate. Right, there, that's right. Why are we only seeing the first 4 sprites? The taste. Oh, you mean this? Right, let's make the background black. That might help. Let's make the background black. Right, white is our lines. Okay. That is not what I expected. I've passed the drawing point, yeah. Because we go to white there. Okay. Now that one hasn't gone past the drawing point because that finishes there. But why has this gone white again? This shouldn't have gone white. What is going on? Oh, hang on. Let's do this. Maybe it's because it's getting itself mixed up. Right, let's try that. That's better. Yeah, the draw, it's gone past the drawing point, hasn't it? It's gone past the drawing point. Right, okay. So if that's the case, let's do this. Right, okay, hang on. That's wrong way, isn't it? It's plus. Here we go. We're getting there. Slowly. We're getting there. We're getting there. It just needs to be a bit more, doesn't it? So it needs to be plus 5, I think. There we go. There we go. Only just makes it though, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we got 8. Time to overclock it. But this is just showing you now. We've got now, because we're using that ORQ, we've now got 24 sprites. 16, 24. So we could do it again, yeah? So let's work this out. 52, that's 28, isn't it? 28. 28 onto that is 108. And 28 on that is 128, 136. But it means now we need to put another band in there, and this is where the macro comes in. This is where the macro comes in. Yeah, I know that Proton, but we're trying to teach the basics. You know, we're not trying to optimize. We're just trying to teach the basics. So, you know, like here, I think this is now entering. This is now entering into. This is now entering into macro land. But let's do this one. Silly. Come on, John. Hit the button. There we go. So that becomes 3, 3, 0. Right, so we should end up with 4 now. 4 rows. Oh, this one's gone a bit awry. Oh. There we go. Sprite Y can be reset right after the VIC has displayed it. Is that so? Is that so? All right, never knew that. I thought it had to be. Well, you learn something. Oh, my back is killing me. Come here. Whop it up to factor 7. So, as you can see, we've now got what? 8, 16, 32 sprites on the screen already. Now, to get more, I mean, we could do this all the time, yeah? But we could I think we can macro this. Let's try and macro this to make life a little bit easier. So, if we grab... No, let's grab the one above. If we grab that... Let's try macro in that. So we need raster line. Jump. Ooh, the jump to, that's gonna be... That's gonna be... Now let's do this. Jump, exit, jump, bypass. Let's do this as a proper programmer. Right, so that would go there. That would go there. That would go there. That is going to go there, and that is going to go there. Right, let's see if we can get this to work. So we start with this one, yeah? So it's going to be that first, then current band, next band. I wonder if it'll allow this. I wonder if it allows that. Or have they got to be permanent? I think they're going to have to be permanent ones, aren't they? So let's do this then. Exit. Oh, hang on. Did that allow it? It allowed it. Oh, right, okay. Right, rem that out. Let's do the next one. So this is band 3. 1, 2. Rem that out. Oops. Band 2. Band 3. 2, 3. 4. So band 4. Back to 0. And the bypass is going to be X. No, we will do this properly. We'll do it like that. Band 5. Right. See if that does it. Well, well, well. So it does. Well, well, well. Yeah, macro is code injection. Gary, it's you're copying that code and then putting it in that place where you've got the macro name. It's not like it's jumping away to a function and then jumping back after it's finished. Not like a JSR, yeah? A macro is just code injection. Or substitution, as Andy's put it. So now we can add a lot more of these, yeah? So we can do this. So we can say, right, on that one, we're going to say raster band 5, 4, 0. So this one's going to be 4. And then raster band 6. And then we just need to add the next raster band in. So 5, so 28 is 56, 64. If we're just trying to keep them equally balanced. Now you should be alright now, mate. Right, do we get another line? Oh, blew a fuse. What did I do wrong? Oh, I know. What did I do wrong? I forgot to add it here. Oh, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose. Right, do we get another line? No, we don't. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have I? Oh, I know why. Forgot to do that here. Right, let's do all of these so I don't keep forgetting. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. What? Okay, let's put them in. 6, 7, 84, 92. Plus that's 210. 220. There we go. So that's 8, 16, 24, 32, 36 sprites on the screen at the same time. So we can carry on going. We could carry on going. So let's do it. So we'll do 6 and we'll do 7 because we've just defined them. And so we'll do the macros for 6 and 7. So 6, so that's going 5, 5 to 6, that's going to 7, 7, raster 7, 6 back to 0, and that's going to exit anyway. Because I don't think we'll get any more on there. There we go. So what's that? 8, 16, 16, 32, 48, 50, 54? $56. My math must be mad. 8, 16, 32.
Hello, John here. Thank you for following. Hope you enjoy the stream.
Hello's followed. Say hello. Say hello, whoever it is. Make yourself known. We won't bite. Who's just followed? I missed it. Say hello in chat. Thatika. Say hello to our new follower. So, after all that, there we go. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Now open top and bottom for 2 more rows. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So, but that's just the IRQ handling where to put the sprites. Yeah, that's just the IRQ handling where to put the sprites. So we can start affecting the sprites. Yeah, we could start affecting those sprites. Yeah, and the way we could do that is on our looper here. Yeah, that we can get them moving. Yeah, so let's do that, shall we? Let's do that. So I'm going to offset these sprites. Yeah, right. I'm going to offset these sprites. So we should have them offset. There we go. In fact, we'll offset them a little bit more. Oh yeah, that's because of that one there. Right, so 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Right. Right, so we've offset the sprites. And the reason why I've offset the sprites is I'm going to now try and make them wander across the screen, yeah? So in this looper here, we're going to make the sprites wander across the screen. So we're going to do this, and then so we are going to do increase sprite x comma y, I and y, cpy hash 64 branch if not equal to inner. You are joking. This VS Code is driving me nuts. There we go. Right, so we should end up. Ooh. You are really kidding me? Oh, you're just being picky now. Being picky. There we go. So we got a problem up here. Let's put in a right, we'll do the moving at the bottom of the screen. Okay. Why is one going down? Oh, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. My bad. There we go. Now, of course, they're disappearing because we're not setting the most significant bit. But it's just to show you that you can have 56 sprites on the screen at the same time. So if we get rid of the white now, there we go. Looks a bit better now. It's not got the white there. You can alter the X chord on every raster line. Why only once at a time? Now reverse the direction when it hits the edge of the screen. Yeah, sure, we can do that. We can do that. So that'll be in our main game loop. So let's put another... it's 56, 1. So we'll set them to go in that direction first. And so what we're going to do here then is, instead of doing an ink, we will we'll load. Right, so we need to change the direction, don't we, of the 8 at a time. No, I'm not setting the 9th bit. We're just keeping it simple, mate. Just keeping it simple so people understand the mechanics of this without complicating it using the most significant bit. That can become at a later date, yeah. So the way to make it the way to do that is we can do it one or two ways. We can actually create the series of numbers, so we've got an absolute X value, and we'll have an X counter for each one of them. Or we can test the first sprite in each band that it hits a point, and then reverse the direction, yeah? In fact, oh, we've got 7 rows, haven't we? We've got 7 rows. So we can always test. We can always test, yeah? So here, no, we're not I'm not going to go to the border. I'm not going to go to the border. We're going to nudge. We're going to hit 255, yeah, and then we're going to knock it back, yeah. We're going to test for the 255, but we're not going to test for 255 because we've got them all in a line, yeah. So so what we can do is we load the direction for the band. Now that's the thing, is the band, because we're individually. In fact, we will do it outside of there. So we're going to load. Alright, so we're going to check the sprite boundary. So we're going to say yes, that's what I'm doing, mate. I'm using the direction as a delta. We just got to check the sprite boundary. So now we'll keep the next raster band. We'll keep the terminology the same. So LDA sprite X plus raster band times 8. Yeah, so that's giving us the value of the X value of our first sprite, yeah? And so, and then we'll do this. We'll do this. LDX. What did I call it? So we load the direction. So, and because we've loaded the direction, we should be able to do this. BMI going backwards. Oh, John, get a grip. If it's not, then we're going forwards. So CLC, ADC, hash. No. Don't need to, John. What am I doing? This is going forward. So CP, that's it. CPX, CMP. That's it. Right. So 255 minus 8 times 24. Is it 8 times 24? Yeah. Cool. They're not going to go very far. But there we go. So if that is, if it's equal, no, if it's not equal, let's just work this out. If we're going up, when it hits it, we want it to go back. So branch if not equal to not reversing. And we'll say blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we're getting there. It's the delta direction. I'm just working out the boundaries where we do the reverse. Yeah. So that's going and then going backwards. This is now when we hit. So it's the boundaries. What, 24? Branch if not equal to not reversing. Question is, that is not going to be right. It's equal to reversing. Equal to reversing. Right. If it's fallen through those two, then we're fine. Yeah. So we'll just do ADC. That. Store it in that. But that is not right. That is not right. There we go. So we are loading this. In fact, I don't need that, do I? Don't need that at all. Right. Right, here we go. Here's the question. Right. 1. XOR FF. FE. That reverses it. That reverses it. Yeah, we're doing the similar sort of thing, Proton. We're just checking sprite 1, that's all. We're just checking sprite 1. Right, so once we've done this is checking the sprite boundary for each one, yeah? And I don't think I copied that. There we go. So, in here, before we do any calculations, and in fact we can bring this up a bit, I think. We can do this. So we check the sprite boundaries of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, and then we can apply the direction to those things. So instead of doing 56 now, we're going to do 8 because we're going to be working in sprite boundaries. So let's see if we can. Let me just see if we can do that. Hang on, where's my 6502? Am I going to be okay with that? Yes, I should be. Right, so this is going to be the raster band, and this is going to be the sprite. So raster band 0, so we're going to load there. We are going to load. Oh, hang on, John. Think. Well, it's going to be a macro, isn't it? It's going to be a macro. Right. There you go. The extension has just thrown a fit. Right, so raster band, so we'll keep the same sort of thing. So this is so we don't need that now, so we're just going to do the sprite. So this is load sprite plus raster band *8 comma y ADC and then store it back. Right, let's see what damage we've done. Will it work? Well, 4 working, 4 not. Ooh, I mean, that's a strange mechanic, isn't it? Typo in macro names. Out of bounds. It's strange how these are working. These aren't. Oh, I know. Hang on. What did we initialize them at? Oh yeah, there we go. We initialized them out of sync, didn't we? Yeah, the right boundary is bigger than 64. Yeah, that's why. And this one's less than the other boundary, and that's why it's the 2 bottom ones, wasn't it? And the top one, I think they were dodgy. Yeah, that's why. I mean, it's still reversing. It's just the wrong way around. But this is now where we get into the most significant bits. This is where we get into that. But what I'm going to do is we will reduce the gap. So we're going to get the sprites to overlay. So we'll make that 25, 35, 45, 55. Now 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Right, they should bounce, all of them. There you go. There's no way. Oh, I can change it now, can't I? Because I've only made them 15. Hang on. So I can make them now a bit further. I think it's that. I think. There we go. There you go. 56 sprites on the screen at the same time. Using region multiplexing. Not a full multiplexing, but region multiplexing. Ship it. I'm just trying to think how difficult it would be to make it do the entire screen now using the MSBs. So what do we need to take in consideration? So we're going to have to have a most significant bit for each band. Yeah, most significant bit for each band. Right then, let's see if we can got to go multiplexing sleep. Alright, FaiRLane. Night night, mate. Right, let's see if we can get these to go across the entire screen. So let's create another file because we've got that one working. And we'll copy that across. Got a hair in my mouth. Blech. Right, let's do that. Put that in there now. Right, let's do this. So we're going to have to do this like we've done with the direction. We're going to have to do sprite MSB. So they'll start off as 0. This is where all the raster time goes. Yeah, this is where it all goes horribly wrong. Now, when each band moves, make the sprite reverse. Oh, yeah. I mean, we'll do that. Let's do it in packs. Because then we got to change the weight. Because then the direction is per sprite instead of band. Yeah. But it can be done. It can be done. But as Andy says, eventually we'll run out of CPU time. Right. So, sprite most significant bit. Let's see if we can implement this. Alright. So, in the IRQ handler, we're going to have to change. So, set sprite coords. That's the fella here. That's the fella, because then we're going to have to load the... so let's do that. Load sprite MSB plus raster band. And then we store that in sprite. Oh, what's it called? That one. Right. So that's going to set the most significant bit of the sprite. That's all we need to do there. Then we need to check. Right, first things first. We need a table in here. So we need a table in here. I'm not sure how we're going to do it, but 7, comma, I to the power 2. I think that's how it's done, isn't it? I think that's how it's done. So we've got our sprite mask to set on. Well, it's no sprite MS on, and then off will be yeah, I think that's right. I think that's right. Okay, right, let's see if we can get these fellas to go journeying across the screen. So when we are doing this here, what we can do is then go branch if carry clear to clear MSB. If it's no. No, can't do that. It will happen all the time, won't it? Hey up, SP. You still can't see the game in it? Really? You can't see the game in it? What has a similar feel to this? Come on, think about it. If I go, duck hunt. Duck hunt. China miner. Oh dear. Yeah, see. I know I've lost some sprites. I'm just trying to figure out where I've lost them. Can't be this. Because sprite MSB and raster are 0. Yes, yes, you got it in the end. Why have we lost some sprites? We've lost one sprite on every other on every other one. Right, let's take that out. And we will, just in case, right, that should be back to how it was. But we're still missing one. Yeah, I mean, it's getting there. Why are we missing one? Right, that's put it back to how it was, right? And we're still missing one. Oh. We got a glitch. Let's put it that way around. Right, okay. Sprite direction. Are we no? We're not going over. Oh, is it on the bad line? Oh, okay. Is it? Oh, it seems to have stabilised now. Oh, no. Right, let's go back to the original one. So that's all right. I'm wondering if we're running out of space. Let's just make that one more. Nope. Doesn't like that one bit, does it? Let's put that down there then. Broken it. At this rate, I will have to catch up with the VODs when I get back home. Can't even stream at 48p. Oh dear. Right, all I've added is these. So let's do that. All I've added is that and that. Right. So that should... Oh. Hang on. Forgot that. So that... Right, we're back to scratch. Here we go. We're back to where we were. So let's put one bit at a time in and see where it goes. Belly up. Right, add those in. Right, that's not affecting it. Let's add that in. Nope. So it must be this. Yes. Right. Oh, it blows a fuse, doesn't it? Blows a fuse. It's just tipped it over the edge. Yeah, it's just tipped it over the edge. Because that's... Yeah. So if I put that load back in, or put the load and store back in, I bet it tips it way over the edge. Yeah, it's up here, look. But that should be okay, surely. Oh, it's doing it on every other one, isn't it? It's just tipping it over the edge, isn't it? Yeah, too much code in the interrupt, yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Where's his nibs?
Very fast asleep.
Oh, okay, because he's been a pain. You have fun?
Oops, gone.
Alright.
You having fun?
Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there.
So FaZe is next stream.
FaZe was going to raid you
When?
on yesterday. He was going to raid you, but you disappeared before he finished.
Oh, bless his little cotton socks. His little Italian socks.
Use immediate addressing and self-modifying code. Yeah. He says for next time. Get ready for next time. Can I move the calculations outside of the interrupt? Well, the calculations are outside of the interrupt. It's the putting the sprites on the screen that's the problem, isn't it? Because we have to set the chords in the interrupt. But there is a lot of code in there. There's a lot of code in there. I'm just thinking how we can do it. Yeah, we have to read the X and Y, which is this, set the coords, yeah? That needs to be done in the interrupt. This needs to be done into interrupt because it needs to set the next line. But you know, I'm using some cycles on this. That's all right. The checking the boundary, sprite boundaries outside of the interrupt code, and the moving is outside of the interrupt code. It's just that. It's just taking too long to put these sprites in the right place. Yeah, I know. But it was just these two lines that took it over the edge. Because they're alright now. But that's the thing, you see, because there's no way we're going to have that many. There's no way we're going to have that many. It was just an example of trying to do it. But we'll see if we can get the most significant bit in, and then we could try and optimize it. So that should do that, yeah? It's just taking just a little bit too long to get that final sprite on there. But we'll continue. We'll continue. So adding, right? Adding. Time to reverse engineer the sprite demo. Right, so if we cross oh, that's going to be troublesome, isn't it? Trying to work out if it's crossed over. What would you want? What do you want to suggest? While I try and think about this. So we cross over. Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Yeah, I suppose. Oh. But that's only the add-in, isn't it? It's not the placing. Or are you saying use sprite 1 as the anchor mark? The problem is, then how do we... It's the most significant bit that we're trying to do. I mean, that would work. But then you've got the problem when they're crossing to the most significant bit. How would you handle that? No CLC, just add. I think Nico's just fallen down the stairs. Did Nico just fall down the stairs?
Well, if he did, he's alright.
Is he alright?
Yeah, well, he's just run all the way back up.
Oh, okay. Nico! 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 Oi! Yeah, so we need to work out the 9th bit for each one. So it's not... So it's here. This is where we need to work out the 9th bit. But the thing is...
Hello, John here. Thank you for following. Hope you enjoy the stream.
Hello, who's followed? Say hello, so we know who you are. Make yourself known. CS Kinesis. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Right. So how are we gonna check that it's crossed the boundary? Because if we're adding 1, we can check that, yeah, and then set it. But the problem is when we're coming back, because we'll always be because we're going to be adding 255. So that'll always... Oh, that is tricky. Because when we're adding 1, then we can set it, yeah? Because it'll be... the carry will be set. Then we can set it. But when you're adding 255 all the time... Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing, Andy. This is the move sprite calculation, which happens outside of the interrupt. But it's because we're using the add 255. Yeah. So we're gonna have to do this. So branch. I need to work it out. Yeah, but that's the same. The calculation to move it is outside. We're not doing it inside the raster. It's here. Look, move sprite is in the game loop. Yeah, so we check the boundary and then move the sprite. So that's I'm all right. So okay. So right. So. Oh, where does it run? Oh, we put it at the end of the screen. I mean, don't we need to? Don't need to. It should work without that raster test in here. Yeah, let's take that out. Yeah. That should still, but it'll just be a lot quicker. Look, it's just a lot quicker. Right, let's work this out. Let's work this out. Let's work out the maths. So if we are 1, that's one direction, and then the other is this direction. Yeah, I mean, we'll get the Proton. I'm just trying to work out how, because we're using this. So if we've got, like, for the add, yeah, for the add, if our number is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that, and then we add the 1, yeah, then that becomes that, and the carry is still 0, yeah. But if it's that and we add 1, then it becomes, yeah, so that's fine. But it's the subtract. How do we detect when we are going backwards? Because if we are that, and then we add that, that becomes that, but that's still 1. Yeah? So I've got to test the direction first. I've got to test the direction first and then apply the most significant bit test to it, because it's going to be inverted. I think. Oh. I think. Or I change the way this works. This work. I'll change the way this works. Branch if carry set, carry clear. So now we know the carry set, so we can go LDA what did I call it? Right. That does that. Right, that should do it. That should do it. Right, let's try it. So, let's just push that bit further. All right then, mate. I will put the code in the repo. Yeah. It'll probably be in the Twitch. It'll probably be in the Twitch streams repo. Yeah. I'll put it in there. With all the tutorials in there. Let's slow that down because that's a bit too quick for me to see. Well, that's a cool effect, isn't it? Okay, so what's going on there? I have no idea what's doing that. Well, the most significant thing is running, but we seem to be missing a sprite. We're missing the blue sprite. And they're all activated. Have we got some with the same numbers? Oh, there's the blue one. Hang on, we just spotted the blue one. Here on the edge. There they are. That means the most significant bit is set for them. And it's still set for them, even though it shouldn't be. Okay, so that's in this bit. Alright, stack bats. See you later. Okay. It's going in reverse. Branch of minus is going in reverse. Which is this. Set carry, subtract 1. If the carry is set, means we haven't crossed over. If we have, then we need to turn it off, which is what that should be doing here. Oh. So 2 sprites, the most significant bit is always set. So I must have my mapping wrong. Yes, I have. I've got my mapping wrong. Yes, I've got my mapping wrong. Ooh. What? Is that not the power of? Okay. Right, let's see. Aha. Okay. 1, 2, 4, 8. We're missing one. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. We are missing one. There we go. Right, so we need to figure out a better way of setting these sprites, because clearly we haven't got enough time between the bands. Clearly we've got not enough time between the bands. This is just cheating. This is just cheating. Give them one extra line. There we go. $320 minus 120 is 200. Right, so that should make them go all the way to the head. Oh, just a bit too far. Too far. Right. So we could spread the sprites out now. Let's spread the sprites back out. Right, so the sprites are 24, aren't they? 25, 25. 25, 25. Right, let's see what damage that does. Right, so we need to bring back. Calculator. 8 times that equals that. Bring back hanging. What? Right, that's two, right. So I did think it was a bit much. Oh, it's not 255, is it? It's 320. So 120. 140. Right, let's try that. There we go. I never finished the sentence. Well, there you go. Alright, so we've got 56 sprites on the screen, all moving independently. We could make them move independently if we wanted to. Like GaryMeg said, why can't get them to roll around? But this was just an example to show how you can use the raster IRQ to handle your displaying of your multiplex sprites in a region. Yeah, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 regions on the screen that can have 8 sprites in those regions. And so it's, and like I say, this is Space Invaders in a nutshell. You know, take the bottom row out, put a ship on it. You know, maybe knock a sprite off each of the bands so you could use a sprite as a bullet going up. And you've got yourself Space Invaders in a nutshell. So this is what I was trying to show. Was I was asked, you know, it's all right making a line go up and down the screen, but what does this IRQ methodology do for you? So here's an example of multiplexing the sprites in different regions. And showing that you can have 56 sprites on the screen. Alright, so admittedly it's not complete multiplexing. You know, Those sprites can't move up or down. They are fixed in that area. But what you can do is, if you in the Space Invaders, we would have every time we would have dropped them down, we would increase the raster line that it hits for the bands. Yeah. All right. So what should we do? What should we do now? I don't want. I'm a bit loath to make these sprites go independent because it means a lot of checking. A lot of checking. But anyway, there we go. I thought I'd do this just to take it a step further. The IRQ displaying of multiple sprites. Because I was asked. Does that answer the question? Does that help? I mean, don't get me wrong, this is the first time I've been doing this. I would have normally controlled it using the main program loop. There you go, mate. But I mean, I've never done it using the IRQ. I would have controlled it using the main program loop. But, as you can see, and to be honest, if we put the this back in, there's absolutely a ton of time in between those bands to stick stuff in, stick code in there. Absolute rack ton. Alright. So, I hope you found this interesting before we get back into Hunchback. I'm just wondering if we should take this further and make it Space Invaders. I don't know. Anyway, I hope that's been interesting. I should. Okay. I'll have a think about it. I'll have a think about it. Because that, in essence, is Space Invaders. Yeah? That, in essence, is Space Invaders. I mean, we could make them go down the screen. Yeah? We could make them go down the screen. Let's add that. So, every time... Right. I have got... I've not... Right. Raster bands. I've not hard-coded it in. Just defaulted it. But I think I've hard-coded it in the macro, haven't I? Yeah, raster band. There. So, yeah. We'll have to change the way this works. Yeah, then they drop bombs. But the thing is, you see, that they don't have to drop sprite bombs, because I was thinking, for Space Invaders, we could have a sprite at the bottom for the ship, yeah? Alright, SP, no problem. But we could use the characters as the bullets being shot up and the bombs being dropped down, yeah? Use characters. And then we can use the collision, use the collision between the background and the sprite, yeah. Yes, exactly, chars. So, all right then, I will call it there. I'll put the code. Hang on, I'll show you. I'll put the code in my Git repo. And I'll put it in here, the Twitch streams. Yeah. So there'll be, I've called it 14. Yeah, 14. So I'll put it in there in the Twitch streams under 14, and then you'll be able to get it. Yeah. And I might alter this as well. All right. Well, guys, thank you very much for being with me and helping me out, and also showing other people how to do this. Alright? And I will see you... what day is it today? It's Wednesday. I will see you next week. Alright? Take care. Bye. I'd like to thank all the Patreons that are contributing to my channel. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now. Thank you very much.